All right. We're good. All right, thank you for tuning in. Good afternoon. It's a rainy day outside here in Kansas City, Missouri, and I heard there was a whole lot of tornado sirens and things going on. So everybody who's out there, be careful, be safe, and listen to the radio station to make you safe, keep you safe. But anyway, this is Chris for Black Matters. We got a dope show today. We have a special guest, a few special guests in the building, but that special guest in the building, and her name is Mrs. Brittany English. Okay, I'm sorry, Mrs. Brittany English, and met her the other day at the Kansas City Fashion Show that was down there. Mrs. Kimberly Young put on the fashion show. We all heard of the at the Hy-Vee Event Center at the Kemper Arena, old Kemper Arena, but now it's new Hy-Vee Event Center. And so we met a few people down there, and one of the ladies that we met on today was Mrs. Brittany English, and we wanted to kind of talk to her and see what it is she's got going on, and also see what she's got going on, and a little bit about her story and what she's got going on and who she really is. Mrs. English, how you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing well. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are and what you do.
Well, I am representing Kansas City, Kansas for Miss Fashion Global. I won the competition here locally, and so they're going to send me to Orlando, Florida, November the 2nd and the 3rd.
Nice. Okay. So has fashion always kind of been your hobby, or is it something that you just recently got into? Or
it was something that I recently got into. Okay. As a child, I was always tall, called the tall one. And I played professional basketball for 4 years, the KC Majestics and also the KC Nuggets. Okay. Shout out to my coaches, Sarah and Kelly Newton.
Peace.
Yeah.
Nice. See, you got a guest here with you today. Who are you, sir?
William Collins.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Man, so it was interesting. I enjoyed the fashion show, and what I enjoyed about it was that was my second time going to a fashion show. My first one was in Westport. It was kind of a local serendipity, but this one here was a little different for me. It was in a bigger venue, but not only that, it was a lot of artists from a lot of different areas. And I think Kim said she had people come from. I think Vim was from the Philippines. Mm-hmm. You're from KCK yourself.
Yes.
And there's a lot of different artists come from a lot of different places. And so, how did you meet up with Kim? And are you a designer yourself, or you're a model?
No, I'm just a model. I'm also a hairstylist as well, so I'm kind of behind the scenes.
Okay.
And so I do hair for Lawrence A. Jones, Family in Crisis, and I'm an independent. I do it for the funeral home, so I'm a destorologist as well, and also a substitute teacher.
Okay. Well, that brings up a whole nother question right there. How I feel working on dead people.
Somebody has to do it.
Right.
They got to look good when they're gone.
Yeah. I know a gentleman that actually was a barber for the at the funeral homes, and I often ask him, like, brother, man, how you cut the hair, man? He's like, they don't move.
I know, and they don't talk back. So.
And they don't talk back, but I mean,
they love what you do. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But KUAW, we're a local station here, about 3 years up and running, and what we plan on doing really is just locating and promoting local talent, artists, musicians, business owners, things like that, trying to really connect the community with each other, and that's really our goal. And I think for me, it was nice to go to the fashion show. The simple fact that, I don't know a lot of fashion designers. I don't know a lot of artists. I don't know a lot of models, and a lot of people that we talk to, we don't know that. Oftentimes the view of a model, what we get is, from we see on TV, and oftentimes it's not people of color.
Right.
And to see people of color in a light that's beautiful, that's glamorous, and that's positive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that's just bad or it's disrespectful or whatever case. And I mean, the music that we listened to the other night was good music. You know what I'm saying? And the artists that we got, there was not a whole lot of ill will or any bad things. So.
Right.
And what was your experience there on the other night, though?
Oh my goodness, I had a wonderful time. I enjoy seeing kids walk in fashion shows because I also teach young ladies how to walk. I actually do that independently in my house. as well too, and I just teach them how to walk, how to have that sass when you're not confident. You know, it's just you on that runway, and you can be whoever you want to be. So sometimes I think I'm like Tyra Banks,
Yeah.
and, you know.
Yeah.
So I just have a different outlook on, and then my kids actually, they model as well too,
Nice.
and so for them it's about self-esteem because I know my oldest daughter, she's 10 and she's very, very tall, and sometimes they call her stick and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
was
So I
gonna
have
ask you
to
that.
tell her like you're still beautiful, even
Right.
though they're calling you those names. You know, you still stick out,
Right.
and you own that stick that you
Absolutely.
are.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, yeah. And it's just her own uniqueness.
right.
Everybody's not the same. Everybody's not built the same. Everybody's not, you know.
Right.
Everybody's different. So I know you mentioned Tyra Banks. Is that somebody who kind of inspired you into being the model that you are?
Oh yes,
Okay.
most definitely yes.
Okay. What was it? Was it more than just her, or you know? Because I like to be a model myself, actually. I told the dude, I said, man, I said, brother, how you put me on, man? He was like, yeah, brother, man, just call him. I said, man, let me go to the gym a little bit, brother. I'm
Oh,
gonna
boy.
drop a few.
Hey,
He was like, no. I said, brother, I gotta feel good about that. I mean, I don't, but
Yeah.
I said, you know.
Well, they have different categories. They
Right.
have the petite, they have curvy,
Right.
they have runway, and that's actually the competition I'm in right
Yeah.
now. It's four categories. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
and I mean, it doesn't matter the size, and
Absolutely.
it doesn't matter the color.
Yeah.
I just seen like it was your complexion. Like it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's about the clothing that they put on you. It
Right.
could be ugly, but you still have to rock it.
You gotta
Because I
rock it.
have been in some not cute clothes
Yeah,
in a fashion show
yeah.
before, but I mean,
But you had to make it.
I had to make it. So
Yeah. The designer makes the clothes, but the model actually makes it.
yes.
They make the outfit. You know, they make
Right.
it work. You know what I mean? And that was also and what we're talking about the fast show the other day, and also we're talking about what you do and things. But what really stuck out to me is what you said. There is no one. It shouldn't be any one specific category. I mean, because there was some tall ladies there. There were some
Right.
short. There were some young kids there, and there was some big sisters there.
Right.
You know, and I like what the bigger sister said about
yeah.
you know about her having a complex, but she's like, you know what, this is me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that
Yeah.
was dope, because oftentimes you look at that, you know, and it ain't what we see as, you know, the typical model, but she was a model,
Yeah.
and she ran it, and she enjoyed it.
And those questions was like off guarded too. So it was
Yeah.
like it came from the heart when she said it too. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's the most dope thing that I experienced yesterday too.
Nice. So going to Orlando, what are you looking to do there? What is you think your experience is going to be? What's
My experience is I know I'm going up against 300 other ladies that's
Yeah.
in the competition. I'm actually in the competition for the fitness and the runway.
Okay.
So I have to have an evening gown and also a swimming suit, and then we wear these T-shirts and the sash with some black leggings, and then we rock it out. But I'm praying
Yeah.
that I come home
Yeah.
the #1 winner.
Nice. So in Orlando, they're gonna actually have just basically everybody there
Yeah.
from all walks of life. And all
Well,
different.
it's every state that did the local competition. So you have to be in the state competition first in your own state, and then they send you out to Orlando for the big finale.
Nice.
So
So to get to this point, in what you do, modeling, does somebody have to vote you in for that? Or
yes,
is that
I
how does
was,
that work?
in both competitions, even the Battle of the Strut, I was the winner for Battle of the Strut from the internet voting, and then for the competition Miss Fashion Global, I was also voted. I believe I had 4,000 votes.
Nice. Well, that definitely right there solidifies it. 4,000 votes, man.
Yeah.
You won by a few votes now. You hit $4,000. That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That means people believed in you, and you had confidence in yourself. So, and you talked about your daughters. You know, raise your daughters up to be, you know, positive, and also to take the bad and turn it into good.
Right.
You know, how has that been? Has it been a struggle to relay that to them, or are they pretty much
No.
received it well and kind of go with it? That's what Mama said.
Well, they're very open,
Yeah.
and they receive a lot, and also I'm going to promote their they're CEOs of their own grease right now.
Okay.
They make a grease that is phenomenal.
Hair grease.
Yeah, hair grease.
Okay. Okay.
It's a growth oil, and it also gives the moisture and texture because my kids have
Hey, I need some.
curly and
Grow
kinky
some.
hair. So detangling it was a struggle until we came up with this product. It's called DRN Love Cream.
Okay. DRN Love Cream.
Yes, and
Okay.
it's
What
their
color is it?
initials. It's like a pink color. It's almost like
Okay.
that color.
It was a lady at the fashion show said she was using it on her body. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
And it smells very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
Nice.
selling it actually for $10, and we did pretty good at Miss Kim's fashion show.
Oh, so you had a booth there.
Yeah, my sister
Nice.
and her friend, they held it down. Shout out to Sarah and Mr. Clyde.
Yep. Big shouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I I was on another line online the other day. So I'm just messing around. See, they got some hair growth stuff. You know, I got a bald spot right here, man. I just
No,
it's-
Lord. Just one? Just one?
just one, just right
Oh,
here,
okay.
just one.
Right.
Listen, and it couldn't have started back here like some people get, but this is right here, and I'm like, I've been shaving and I've been, using stuff. And I'm like, man, I wonder if I can grow my hair back. Maybe that's a miracle serum.
Anything is possible.
Anything about ain't that well?
Yeah.
That's bad.
Anything is possible.
Absolutely. But definitely, man, I look forward to Kansas City. And I was talking to Lloyd Bentley. He was there from Loving Hip Hop, whatnot. He and his wife. And I was talking to them, and he was like, they just people kind of knock Kansas City because they think Kansas City is kind of slow,
Right.
farm towns, cows, and things
Right.
like that. People look at Kansas City like, nah, you guys ancient. But we're just not like big cities,
Yeah.
and we don't have the big city vibe. We don't have a lot of the, we do have clubs. We don't have the stuff where you can just stay up all night long. I mean, we go to bed.
Yeah.
We got work to
we
do.
got jobs.
We grind.
I'm sorry, we got jobs.
Right.
And and I think a lot of the entrepreneurs that are down here, that are local, that are really trying to find it out, are literally really trying to find it out.
Right.
And I was talking to people over at the Plex Pod off of 3rd 9th over at the old Westport High School or middle school. And those are a group of entrepreneurs that have, I think it's a couple hundred in this big building. And they literally hold these things for us tech and things like that. And they're literally putting things together.
Right.
And I think that's good because, my thing is like, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And even when I was working on an art gallery some years ago, about 10 years ago. And I was trying to get a hold of different artists but for me, it was hard to break through there because I don't know anything. I can't draw a picture that good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have an art background. But then when I began to talk to artists, they're like, nah, man, we do what we do. And I'm like, okay, well, this is a little different,
Right.
So I began to work with different like stylists and stuff, and kind of hit them on FB and stuff. And they ended up reaching out to me, and I ended up talking to them. And the thing I found about is it's a community. I mean, it's a community that believe in each other, that really respect each other,
Right.
and also push each other. And I think that's awesome because when you're in a market that's not really a desert, but when you're in a market that's really not has a spotlight on them, you have to literally kind of make your moves.
Right.
So have you experienced a lot of that pushback from maybe you not being able to launch out like you want to, or getting a lot of resistance from folks? But I mean, you got 4,000, but then I'm sure you've had some bad times. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's from the Kansas perspective. I just feel like you're gonna get seen by going to different states
Because you're from Kansas.
yeah.
Not
yes.
really. Yeah.
It's not. It's support, but they really don't understand. Like, it's a craft. It's a
Right.
this people are really passionate about fashion and their music, or being an
Right.
artist,
Right,
being a
right,
hairstylist and
right,
stuff like
right.
that. We don't come together as a unit
Yeah.
as we need to.
Yeah.
But it's gonna get better though.
Well, speaking of fashion, and even in just the black community in itself,
Yeah.
it needs to come together more proactive and just being together. I mean, I think that's important.
Right.
And and the reason why I said that, because I know a lot of times that you people try to make moves, and then you get a lot of resistance from certain people, even people in your peer group. You get a lot of resistance, like, nah, man, that ain't gonna work. 'Cause
Right.
me,
Yeah.
like, nah, but that ain't gonna work, man. Like, nah, man, I really believe it'll work, man. Nah, dog, that ain't gonna work. Find something else to do. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
they don't support you until you actually make it.
They don't
Yeah.
see it.
Right. They don't believe in it or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Or if they do believe in it, they're there because they want to see you fail. That's the support that they give you.
Yeah,
It's not the encouraging support like, go ahead,
Right.
go ahead, here go a couple of dollars that'll help
Yeah.
you get to where you gotta go.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Right.
They want to see you fail,
yeah, yeah.
and then they can have something to talk about.
Why do you
over
think
the
that
book.
is, though, man? Why do they really intensely want to see you fail, or maybe because they hadn't seen anything?
I
Man?
think it's not the intentions of people to see you fail.
Yeah,
I think it's the intentions of somewhere down the line somebody didn't push them.
yeah,
So with somebody else getting a little bit ahead,
yeah,
it becomes
yeah,
the hate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it turns into a whole bunch of other stuff that shouldn't be.
yeah.
But we've been, as our people, been deprived for a long time.
Yes, sir.
So it's about our time for us to have some people in
Past
different
due.
areas,
Yeah,
in different time frames, to stand up and be able to do some things.
absolutely.
So I mean, it takes it. It might be that one. She
Yeah.
might be that one to say,
Absolutely.
hey. I am Miss Fashion Global.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am this. I am yes. We have Miss America, Miss
Mhm.
Missouri,
Mhm.
but you know what I'm saying.
Shout
They
out
all
to
do
Brandy.
something different. They all do something different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah,
So it might take those women together
yeah,
to be able to actually make a difference
Yeah.
to change some of these little girls.
yeah.
You know what I mean. Some of these little boys
Yeah.
can find some role models
Yes, sir.
besides what I'm saying, the people that's been doing the same things for years.
Yeah, yeah. I got a nephew, man. He's like, I'm gonna be the next rapper. Man, I'm just get it.
Mumble
he
rap.
mumble. Yeah, he mumble. And I was listening to a podcast or a book from a brother named Charlemagne the God. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I was listening to. I got his book on audio book, and I was reading, and one of his quotes that somebody told him to change his life. He said, "Man, somebody told me, F your dreams."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and he said that hurt him, but it helped him because he was trying to go hard in this specific arena that wasn't really making it for him. He said, but when they told me that, man, it hurt my feelings. But he was like, you know what? That wasn't even me. You know,
Mhm.
but so then he began to kind of do what he does as a DJ and things like that, and had some failures or whatever, and ended up meeting up with Envy and what's her name? Ended up meeting up with her, man, and Angelique, and meeting up with him, and it changed his life. But that one time, that person said, man, F your dreams. And he said the reason why it affected me the most is because I was going hard for something that wasn't going to pay off. You know what I'm saying? I was going full throttle that
Right.
wasn't even, it was out of my nature. I mean,
Yeah.
and I believe the things that usually that come natural is usually things that's your calling. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, did you find the model came natural for you?
Model did come natural for me, but just to piggyback what you said,
Sure.
I have thrown a vision out to a couple of people about having a mobile bus, just because I know when I was in college, I didn't have this hair support
Right.
or somebody to come down there and do my hair.
Yeah.
So I really want that to be manifest, here in Kansas City, Kansas, that I can have a mobile bus for the disabled as well too, coming on the bus, get their hair done,
Yeah.
and they can be right in front of their house or in the establishment that they're already in.
Yeah.
So just to help them out. But I got pushed away too.
Yeah.
So
How'd you feel about that?
I was discouraged, but
Pretty
Brittany,
strong. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep on
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
I'm gonna keep pushing. So
Nice,
it's
Yeah.
gonna come. I mean, it just takes time, and patience is virtuous. So
Now, who was your biggest support that really, just through the years? Who was the person like, you know what, I can't do it, and the person like, you know what, keep going.
I actually have a big support team. I have a cousin, Levon Mazik. She's very supportive. Chris, he's very supportive. My mother, oh my gosh, she will give me her last dime
Yeah.
just to,
That's my mom,
see me
man.
win.
That's my-
And then I have people that's not even, in relationship to me, like Chiffon. Well, Chiffon actually is my cousin. Chiffon Morrison, she has a modeling agency.
Okay.
And so when I
Shouts,
started
big
with
shouts.
her, that's how I started doing the modeling for the kids, showing them how to walk. Miss Kim Young, like, she networks everywhere. Like, when I grow up, I want to be like her. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of people that, and I actually have people in Indiana because that's where my father is from and my mother is from Illinois.
Nice.
So I have a lot of family base, and then I also have models that's already in my family as well too, that I look up to. So
That's awesome, man. And I talked about support team because, like I said, when I met with Kim Young, it was it was through Vilma, and she was like, "We need to talk to you." I said, "Okay, I'll talk to her." And so I met her. And, you know, I thought here's this lady that's in like a diva at what she does. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She's out there. I'm like, man, she gonna talk to me. You know, she gonna respond to no Facebook page. She gonna respond. And I sent her a message and we talked. And she was, hey, how's it going? I'm like, really? I was like, what? And then I said, hey, man, can we get you for an interview? I know you got your event coming on this Sunday. And she ended up coming in Tuesday. So I'm like, can you,
Oh, wow.
you know, yeah. You know, and like I know she was super busy. So I'm like, dang, she's like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I said, just give me half an hour. Give me 20 minutes. She came in with another little sister became is a travel agent. And I was like, cool. So she came in, man. I was like, right on, man. Brought her mother in here with us.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool and it was classy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's got all these people she connect, and she sat down with us for half an hour. And I thought that was super dope, man.
Right.
Shouts out to
She
Kim.
understands the struggles. You know what I mean? Because she's put me on before. Like she
Nice.
has her little radio segment on 1590.
Yeah.
And I was able to go over there a few times when I was doing my basketball thing because I
Okay.
had my own teams. And
Nice.
she was letting me, you know what I'm saying, promote myself, talk about different things. And
Yeah.
it was love.
Love.
A woman who did not know me from anyone.
Straight up.
Now she's calling me her nephew.
Man, that's
you know
what's
what
up.
I mean? She just- so
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
That's
Like,
what's up,
I
man.
love this family.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I mean,
That's
it's all
good.
good. You know,
That's
much love to her. Like I do anything for her.
Yeah.
I never would have thought I'd be walking the runway, but between Brittany and Miss Kim,
Yeah, you was up there.
you know,
too.
Oh, Lord.
Straight
talking
up,
me into
man.
doing it. You know what I mean? I done been in a couple of
Yes.
shows now, so
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's
Shout out to Isaac, the
good.
designer.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Isaac,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Super dope.
yeah,
It is cool.
yeah.
guy.
We're
I talked to
we're actually in one coming up, the Bold and the Beautiful.
Yeah, y'all know.
Yeah, that's coming up this weekend.
Tyrone.
Yeah,
this
with
Sunday,
Tyrone
yeah.
Wesley. Yeah.
Yeah, he hit me earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're in there this weekend. It should
Nice.
be off the chain. The first one was off the
Oh, yeah.
chain.
And I finally got me a gown for Miss Fashion Global. I've been looking everywhere
Yeah.
trying to get it. But shout out to Mr. Travis Cal.
Okay.
He's in Houston right now.
Yeah.
But he gave me the biggest phone call of my life today and said that he was going to be able to give me something. So
Dope.
that stress is off my back now.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Cool. On that note, we're going to take a quick break here real quick and jump back on the other side of the segment. And this is Brittany here and Miss Flashing Global.
Yes.
And, I keep forgetting that. We'll come back here in just a moment. Lord help me on them names. Lord.
Company, LLC. To weatherize your home, we have the mortgage solution for you. Visit us at mjbtrc.com to get started today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, Hi, this is Dolores Jones, the comeback coach, inviting you to join me for my new radio show, Finally Free, where I help move you beyond labels, limitations, and low self-esteem so you're free and empowered to be all that you were meant to be and live out your dreams. So join me Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. on KUAW.org or on your phone using the TuneIn Radio app. I'll be waiting Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. on KUAW.
All right. Welcome back to Black Matters here with your man Chris standing in. Actually, I'm just here. Lamine is out for now. So anyway, we gonna jump back in here with Mrs. Brittany English.
Yes.
Hello. Not to be confused with Spanish, but Mrs.
Right.
Brittany English. That's how. So when we left, you were talking about some of the different people that you work with and some things that how you've gotten started. We've kind of alluded to that, but also there are some other people that you want to kind of talk to about. Casey Fashion Week
Yeah.
that you work with as well. How was that experience for you?
Oh, Casey Fashion Week it's a tough audition because you have to know some of the designers just to get picked.
Right.
And so I was blessed to walk for Miss Pamela Locust.
Okay.
And she did she just did the last season just passed, but I didn't walk for that one. I walked for the season before that.
Nice.
And so she actually gave me the opportunity to experience Casey Fashion Week, and when I say that was the best experience I ever had, it was really nice.
Nice. Now the atmosphere amongst the models, I know there's a lot of tension, not tension, but maybe tension, but a lot of pressure to look your best, and from the designers, a lot of pressure to be their best, for the models to do their best thing. And is there a lot of?
Are you talking about the nagging or?
Yeah. What's that like? I know, like I said, everybody's looking good and everybody's want to be the top model. Everybody's want to be the top person. So how much pressure is that up on a model to be like, okay, I'm gonna work this runway, and because I see when I'm looking at the models when they're going down the runway, and some of them, they look at each other like,
Yeah.
or some or someone don't even look, they just go straight ahead like I ain't got time to look at you. So what's that like for you?
Well, it's different types of modeling as well too, because you have an urban style, then you have a sometimes you're a designer be like, hey, go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a strict designer like, no, I just want you to be stiff boarded, go straight out and come back in.
Yeah.
Don't you do all that partying stuff at the end of the runway. Give me like 2 or 3 poses.
I'd be in
So
trouble.
it's really up
man.
on the designer.
Yeah.
So like, for example, Travis and Miss Kim, they're a little bit, flexible. So they have you just, be yourself, be confident, walk in your shine. This is your 15 minutes or your little 15 seconds of fame.
Right.
You do you.
Absolutely.
And so, they want their clothes to really sell.
Yeah.
So you want to be that person that's going to be their salesman.
Right.
And if you can't sell it, then, you may not be asked to come back. But most of the time I've seen all the models, they stick together. And then in the back of the behind the scenes, it's more of so like people critiquing themselves.
Right.
It's no one like, bashing another person.
Right.
It's the modeling industry is more about family and it's family origin.
Because I would see that I'm sure that because it is a model, you want everybody to do well,
Right.
Because you want to keep going. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it to stop. You want bring more people in, so you want to do well, but you want to win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's that duality. It's like, I'm saying I want to be the best, but I still want to keep this thing moving. You know what I'm saying? So.
But the thing about it is that they actually have calls to where models come out and they actually audition before they're actually picked.
Yeah.
So the ones that are modeling are actually the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That actually showed up to those, calls or whatever.
Yeah.
But with my short experience of doing it, it was funny to me because it's a mass chaotic situation. But I sat back and I watched everybody and I was like, nobody was at each other's throats or
Yeah.
anything. It was like
Yeah.
they just all band together. Like
Yes.
if a makeup artist was too packed over here,
Yeah.
somebody jumped in, was like, I got your back.
Straight up.
You might have one eye
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And the makeup artist get to the other eye. You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
it just works.
Yeah.
It just fits. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Even through all the chaos in the
Absolutely.
back. You know, they helping each other. Somebody way down there.
Yeah.
I can't find my shirt. Somebody done took off the other end and go
Yeah.
find a shirt. You know what I mean?
Nice.
It was very beautiful and something to see.
That's good.
You know what I mean? I mean, it ain't just like you just out there on your own.
Yeah.
You know what I
Shout
mean?
out to my MUAs, Fallon, that's my cousin, Misty, she's at
Shout out,
Urban,
shout outs, though.
Urban Beauty. I gotta give my shout outs. I gotta give my love, y'all.
Yeah, shout out
And
scrolling at the
Laraya.
bottom of the screen.
Right. You know,
And Laraya, she did her thing.
like a ticker. Just let it go.
Just
Just
let it
Brittany
go.
shout outs. Just
Yeah.
let it roll.
Are y'all hating?
No.
Is this a
right,
hating
we-
session
I
right
mean,
now?
We hate.
Are y'all hating?
You know,
No, we said it was
We
all love.
empowering you. We
Right.
empowering you.
Yeah.
Empowering all the shout outs.
Anyway.
All shout outs. Yeah.
And just say
You
the
know,
etc.
I'm trying to get a nice beat for the Bold and the Beautiful. Okay.
Nice. But really, that's really what it's all about, man. I appreciate that because it is. I mean, it is all love, you know, and it should be. I mean, you know, like there's no room. I mean, there's enough hate in the world to go around.
Right.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? There's no shortage of hate, man. And I mean, I understand, I understand the energy and things like that. But, you know, I've always tried to be a positive person. And by me being that way, you know, I've had some situations where I'm like, okay, I kind of got done. They did me on that one. You know,
Right.
that was that one, though. But on the flip side, it's like, you know what? You know, I can't treat one person like the other person treated. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta fight past that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I asked about the modeling because I do know it's pressure. I do know it can, but I also know it when it comes together. You know what I'm saying? That it can be a beautiful thing. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? So, you know, and you know, and when it comes together and it's beautiful, is no ugliness involved. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? And shouts to the young and the sister that won. How old was she? Was she 12?
Emma,
She's 12.
I think she was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, when
she's
she-
gonna be doing some big things.
Yeah,
That
Man,
girl.
hey, when she walked,
Hey,
and when she
I
walked
taught her
down-
how to walk,
Yeah.
y'all.
Man,
Okay.
did you teach her how to
Yeah, I
walk?
taught her
I
how to
told my
walk.
wife,
Okay?
I was like, I told my wife, I was like, man, look at this little girl. She was
She done
straight.
came to some sessions.
Yeah, yeah,
She makes some of them adults
yeah.
nervous.
She
Man.
made she even
makes
made her
them
teacher nervous
to
too.
walk
So.
against her.
Man.
So like they be
Yeah.
doing like coming out and doing like little walkthroughs and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And like
Nobody
they
wants to
do
go
it two
behind
by
her.
two. Nobody want to go behind her. Nobody want to walk beside her. Like
Yeah.
she comes out and she kills it every single time.
Every man.
Like
She
she's been
deserved
blessed
it.
with her opportunities. Her family's
Nice.
actually getting her out to LA. So
Nice.
she's been very blessed. Like
Nice.
she's like I said, it sucks that we got to leave here to get where we got to get to, but you know,
Yes.
just don't forget.
That's right.
Just
Yeah.
don't forget where you came from.
You know, it's funny.
You know what I
That's
mean?
funny you said that because when I was talking to Brother Bentley, man, Lloyd Bentley, we were sitting there talking. And he was just like, man, you know, his brother, that you know, they on the show or whatever. He was just like, yeah. He was like,
That's like
Yeah, this is my cousin.
is that
so
your cousin?
Yeah,
He
they're
was
my
like-
cousin.
He was
so
like,
I,
he
you
was
know.
like, because I talked to him for a minute, man. I was like, bro, you got something to do. No, man, it's cool. But he was talking, man. He was just like, he said, man, I just love Kansas City, bro. And I was like, really? He said, you know, brother be like, man, you know. Yeah, he said, man, I love Kansas City, man. And I understand that because I've traveled to different places. Not a lot of places, but I've traveled. But it's like, ain't no place like home, man.
Mhm.
You can be comfortable somewhere else. You can enjoy somewhere else. But when you go back home, it's like, yeah, that's home, man. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it's like, you know, you going out and you going to the fast food restaurants, and then when you get that home cooked meal, you're like, yeah, that was good. That hit the spot. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
you know, that's some greens, but them
Oh,
greens
yeah.
was good. Nah.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, and I, like I said, I had a blast, man. I brought my wife with me, and I told her, I said, man, don't be mad at me, because she was sitting at the table and I was like walking around, just talking to them people, trying to get some interviews and whatnot, talking to folks and stuff, and that's really what it was for me to really just get people, because my man that had the neckties and the bow ties
Yeah,
or
I was
whatever.
about to
You know
ask
what
you a
I'm
question. So who was your we was 6 winners? Who was your top 6?
saying? I give you who I thought was going to win,
Okay.
and I forgot the brother's name, the young brother that he had.
Samaje.
Like, dude,
Samaj,
yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought he was gonna win.
Oh, yeah, his
Man,
suit
dude
was cold.
Oh, and the
His
dude had
suit
the
was
glitter
cold.
with the glitter shoe with the red jacket. I said,
Hey.
yeah, he gonna get it.
Yeah, he tried to come at the beginning of the show. I kind of came out in a little flare like that.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Hey, I gotta win this thing, dog." I was like, "Yeah, you go get him. You go get him," because I was involved in the show, but I had got voted off.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you know, it was all good with it. You know, I was like, I was in the show anyway. She always talking me into doing something dope because it was people that was unexpected.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody thought this person, this third, you know, this person. But to throw the plus size out there, to throw the, you know what I'm saying, the one that was representing the newbie inside, you know what I mean, to throw one that can relate to all cultures,
Absolutely.
and then have the young man out there with the flyness,
with the swag.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the swag.
And then to have the young Korean, Korean.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Young lady win it all was like we got everything in one.
And not only
You
that,
know what I
brother,
mean?
when I seen the dude come through there with the tattoos and the barefoot, I'm like, okay. All right, you see, he had the shirt with all the little, you know, with the was it the dragons and stuff on him?
Yeah.
Whatever. He had a booth bagger.
Yeah.
He came through with the barefoot. I'm like, all right, everybody out here tonight.
Oh yeah.
And that's what it's about. Everybody showed each other love. Like when I talked to people, man, it was like, yeah, man, hey bro, talk to them over there. You know what I'm saying? Hey bro, talk to them, and it's like, cool.
Oh yeah.
Cool. If you're gonna buy something, buy something. And the sister that performed that night, man,
Oh, yeah.
that did the rapper.
Yeah, she's
from
amazing.
Wyandotte
She's
County.
from
Yeah, she
Wyandotte
good.
County too,
She's
yeah.
from the dot.
Yeah,
Dot.
she's from the
Okay.
dot. Don't be scared to come over there now.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Across the water.
It's all right,
okay.
you know.
Yeah,
We
hey,
kind of nervous where we at right now, but I'm just saying, we over here.
Hey, listen,
We over here.
man. Oh man,
I
what is
texted
it?
my mama
Man,
and said,
what-
I'm going to Missouri. She said, okay, baby.
Man, I just had this conversation a couple months ago. It was like my cousin, she did rap. You know, she does gospel rap now, but she did rap, man. And she was like, she had some shows, and I was like, where you show? She's like, off 7th over there, 7 minutes. Hold on, like 7th and what, man? I said,
That's by the police
said,
station.
man, I ain't-
Right, you
Fine.
right by the
She
police
right.
station.
I said, man, ain't nobody going on.
Damn,
You
she
right
can
by
go,
the
she can
police
go.
station.
That's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Jail.
I said,
Right.
man,
You know what I mean?
I said, man, ain't nobody going. I said, but oh, man, I've always wondered why I was like that, though, man. I mean, all it is a bridge on water.
It's because they don't pay their parking tickets over there in Wyandotte County, so when they see the Missouri tags, they come
Be
for you.
gone.
Man, I can't even tell you what happened. I mean, I grew up, you know, in the 80s and 90s, so,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's been that way
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? See, did nobody ask that? Did nobody ask? Go back to your credits, okay? But I'm just saying, like,
Shout
I mean,
outs.
it's just weird things, man. It's just like everybody always talking about, oh, let's band together.
Right.
But it's the simplest things that keeps us apart.
I was talking to somebody, man. It was a grocery store. And
You was talking to a grocery store?
yeah, man, I was at the wall talking to the wall. Bro. I'm talking to the grocery store. I thought I said talking to somebody at a grocery store. Maybe I was talking to the grocery
It's
store.
all good. It's all
Yeah,
good. It's all good.
yeah.
It's
Shout out to other grocery
Yeah,
stores.
that wall
that wall.
brought to you by
Right,
Brittany.
right. I was doing this at the wall.
I'm about to go.
no, but I was talking to somebody at one of the grocery stores, man. They were talking about charities, and they said, "Well, we donate to the 39th Street, Blase, whoever it was." And said, "Man, we donate to the 35th Street, whatever, and 31st Street." And I was like, "That's like 4 blocks from each other." It was like, "Yeah, man." I said, "Why don't they band together?" They said, "Man, don't nobody want to do that." I'm like, they 4 blocks away from each other, like 39th, 35th, 31st, 27th. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they 4 blocks away. Said, "Man, don't nobody," because everybody want to get the credit. I said, that's
And
the
that's
problem,
kind of
man.
that's how it is, and it sucks because like I do basketball, I coach basketball,
All right.
and we face the same things. Even it don't matter what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got all these different teams,
Yeah.
but back in the day, it used to be one.
Yeah.
Running Rebels with Al Collins, everybody played for Al.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, everybody dispersed to their own thing. They learn how to do it. Piggy
Right.
came along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You had all these different teams.
Right.
So now everybody's hating. I wouldn't say hating,
Yeah.
but they don't want to lose a name.
They want to shine.
They choose their name over going and having these top 100 kids so we can start getting people to come to Kansas City, Missouri, or whatever.
Yeah.
So then our kids leave and go play with these other teams, and now they like, oh man, they stealing our
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of
Yeah.
let them go. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? A long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy though. Like it's just crazy. But it's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We get it from all levels.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
From all levels, from politicians
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
all levels.
Yeah.
We can talk about the politicians. We go
But
from
you know
all
what?
levels.
But even in saying that, man, if we understand that and we get that and we understand that we get it from all levels, that didn't just happen yesterday.
No.
So why
no.
why don't
No.
we understand that and just move past that?
No.
What's the hang up though?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They don't want to change the book. Everything within the book don't have to be written. We could change it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But that's the whole thing. If we change it,
If we
then
change
we're winning.
yeah,
But everybody don't
Yes,
want to
no,
change
yeah.
it, so they okay with losing.
yeah.
Well, I'm not, because I'm going to Orlando to beat
Back
these
to-
girls.
Back.
Okay.
There it
All
is.
right,
There it
there
is.
it is.
Right.
There it
On
is.
the-
Any
on
more,
the-
any
hey,
more shout outs?
Hey,
Any more shout outs?
on the lighter note. Yeah.
Yes, on a lighter note.
Don't drag it down. Don't drag it.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I
oh,
got you.
no.
Nah, you know, it's all
Oh,
good,
no.
man. Nah, but I mean, it needs to be talked about, man, because oftentimes, man, when you don't talk about things, man, that's when people kind of shove it under the rug. Like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
don't talk about that. Don't talk about that.
I know. Got to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah, you
Because
gotta-
everybody's aware of it. Everybody's aware of everything, but they just scared to talk about it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody's going to come to your house and kill you because you don't view certain differently. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, I mean, they might make their comments on Facebook
Right,
or whatever.
right.
I was telling some kids that I work with the other day, I said, I don't know what y'all would do if y'all grew up like us. We had pagers.
Yeah.
Like, what would y'all do?
Yeah.
How could y'all just do anything? You can't look at nobody. You can't do nothing. Then the pager that came out looked like a bomb stuck to your ear. You know what I mean? The first cell phone was just so
Yeah,
huge. Then they
yeah.
made it two ways. I
That's
was like,
right.
y'all wouldn't
That's right,
understand.
that's right,
Because
that's
you had to go out and you had to socialize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you got so much internet stuff.
Yeah.
Kids don't even know how to talk.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to pronunciate. They don't
Yeah.
even know what to do. They don't even know how to hold conversations.
I think the worst thing for cell phones, and we'll get back to them. I think the worst thing with cell phones is learning how to text, man.
Right.
I do. I mean, because in text and abbreviate. I think those are the two. Because abbreviation, you just say 3 words and people just laugh out loud. You know, and people just you just say those 3 words and it made you not spell. And when it made you not when it made you not spell, it made you not think.
Right.
Like I don't have to spell it. You
So
know.
what's
And then
ASL?
people get mad at
You
you.
don't know what ASL is?
No.
I don't even know what
age,
It's-
sex, and location.
Okay.
I don't even
I was,
know
You
that.
didn't
I was about to say, is
you
it
didn't
clean?
have MySpace?
I don't-
Oh.
She went back to MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace.
Man,
What's wrong
I
with
was
you?
on Black Planet then. You know, remember that one?
Hey,
That was alone.
listen. You said this brother said 80s and 90s. You went back to the AOL. You went back to
Right.
Right.
the download.
But I still got Hotmail, so it's okay.
Right on.
Man.
She keeping it all the way basic,
Gotcha.
basic and futuristic on both
Right.
ends. Yeah. But no, that's really what it is, man. I mean, you have to progress. If you don't progress, man, and I admire, like you said, you have younger women that you will mentor and talk to, even with with your children. You have to, man, because if you don't do that, then they call it what they call it the Generation X. They call it the lost generation.
Right.
And in some aspects that's the truth, because a lot of times you look at it as like the generation before us was grinding. I mean, they was getting it. They was a lot sometimes a lot of street hustlers. Sometimes they were certain things, but oftentimes, man, they were wanting to live their life or whatever. So then you got a whole generation, man, that was like, hey, what about us? Then now you got a generation where it's like, well, they got was it the Z? Was it Generation X and Z right now? Where and the millennials, and they're all techie. So it's like, well, you got a generation that was grinding, a generation that felt like they were lost, and then now you got a generation that's techie. So the techie was like, you ain't even worried about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've talked to millennials and they're just like, man. I said, how y'all feel about social things? You're like, man, we're just worried about what's going on. I'm like, do you even care? They said, no, not really. I said, yeah, I don't care. I mean, what about, police brutality, things like that? I said, yeah, we see it. And this is not all of them, don't get me wrong. But it's like, we see it, but it don't affect us like that.
Right.
And it's like, are they disconnected? Or they just hadn't really looked at it because they are so preoccupied with, computers and text and all that stuff. So, but I mean, and that's a whole nother tangent,
Yeah.
man. But we just gotta work on us.
Right. I think everything is repeating itself anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, and it's just coming to the forefront.
yeah,
And it's going to take, like I said, a Miss Fashion Global or a Miss Missouri or whatever to be able to stand for some things around here, especially when it comes to women's rights.
yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's going to take just an average person,
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With a enormous title
Yeah, yeah.
to do something, because the
Yeah.
people that have the titles are not doing
Not
anything.
nothing,
You know what I mean? So I mean that's where it comes from on my standpoint. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I think that's why, you know, when President Barack Obama, when he got elected, even his first year, I think that's why it was so big, because of the simple fact that he was you look at him, he looked black. He looked black, you know. He wasn't like a mixed dude. He was
Right.
he was a black man, and to see that was like, what? 44 is the black rule, you know what I'm saying? And when he got pushed through, it was just like, all right, we can make it. But then you know what I'm saying, you question some policies and things like that he had, and said that he really helped the black, you know, helped out the black community, or whatever. Yeah, you know, but for that one glimmer, for that one moment, man, for that 4 years to 8 years, you know, we had somebody who was like, oh, he looked like us, in the highest seat in the country.
Right.
You know, now we got somebody that's orange. All right, so anyway,
I am not gonna deal with
Old
you.
got an old grapefruit with a perm up
got
there.
on grapefruit.
Yeah, got a little perm growing
Brother,
out
what's wrong
there.
with your hair, man?
But you know what's so funny though?
What's
I was telling her one time I had to go back to, I had to pull up something, and it was The Simpsons.
Yep.
The Simpsons showed
Yeah.
him being president
Yes, sir.
years before he
Yeah.
even got president, and I was like, dang, like they was just like speaking this. They was letting us know. It's funny that cartoons and certain things let us know what's gonna happen before it happened.
I agree.
But we're so crazy. Not crazy.
No, we're entertained.
We're so entertained
Yes, sir.
on the mess
Yes,
that we
sir.
miss the message.
Miss the message.
And that's what
All
happens
day.
at all the time with every single situation. We always miss the message. We miss it every single time.
Man, listen, I was watching, and I don't really get off in the sci-fi, but I do like some sci-fi. I was watching sci-fi, and I'm like, what if that really happened? Like when Will Smith came out with iRobot, and I'm like, have y'all seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you look at that, you be like, you know, you got a whole group of machines or robots that are literally running the country.
Yeah. Have you seen
And-
Zoo?
I haven't seen.
Oh,
you
man.
gotta watch
Oh, man.
Zoo? Oh my
Hey.
goodness, I think that's really gonna
Hey.
happen.
Yeah.
The animals
Hey.
gonna turn on us.
Genocide?
Yeah,
Genocide?
yeah,
Where the animals start learning?
yeah,
For
They
real.
already training them.
yeah. They are.
They training the monkeys
Yeah,
and
well,
the
they work
rats
on-
and
they work-
everything. Like, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it's to the third power.
Yeah.
Forget the zombies.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Man,
Hey, I see a bunch of cats. I'm going back in the house.
oh man, don't say that. Man, my wife want a cat. Man.
Hey, I'm just.
Nah.
Hey,
No,
hey.
I'm
Just
saying,
say you allergic.
Hey.
Okay.
Nah,
Just
just
look
say,
at the
I want one
pupils.
period.
Just look at the pupils. If the pupils is dilating wrong, hey, go back in the house.
You better watch that cat food.
Nah, but
Oh,
no,
it's an
right.
awesome show, man. It's an awesome show.
But no, and yeah, when I watch iRobot, I'm just like, I'm looking at them like, man, what if they did turn on? And in the end of the movie, they end up turning on them. You know, and I'm looking at, you know, AI, you know, right over in Saudi Arabia, they just made the first, I forgot the woman's name, she's an android, and they made her an official citizen. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you make
my
an android
God.
official in Saudi Arabia? How do you make an android an official citizen?
Siri gonna be
But-
ours in a minute.
That's it.
Alexa.
It's like
Yeah.
they're trying
It's in
to
everybody's
force. You know, we've seen these movies where it's gonna be robot. We're gonna be flying around like the Jetsons. Remember the Jetsons? Flying around like the Jetsons, old cartoon.
Absolutely.
So they're trying to force. It's like they're trying to force things on us.
Yeah.
To get with stuff that we're not even ready for. You know what I mean? That
Well-
could really change the complexity of a lot of things.
Well, and they're basically getting us to where they want us to be.
Yeah.
Regardless of what we think about, it.
Yeah.
They're getting us to where they want us to be now, and we're talking about the whole generation. Like somebody the other day was like Generation X, the Millennials, Generation Y, and Generation Z. And the brother was like, "Hey man," he said, "Man, what's after Generation Z?" I said, "Generation A, start all over again." He said, "What is Generation A?" I said, "Androids."
No.
Right.
After you kill off a whole, and this is it may be some conspiracy theory, but it's my thoughts, whatever. You know,
Right.
and when you get done with generation, I mean, think about it, Generation X, Y, Z, and then you go to A. When we're working on androids, come on, man. No, it ain't just by happenstance.
The wise woman would say, especially the older elders,
Mm-hmm.
it's just the end of days. It's the end of our time.
Whatever really happened to the dinosaurs?
I think the caveman ate them. That's what I think. I think the
that's-
caveman got hungry and ate them.
And that's why Flintstone had the
Yep, the
pterodactyl
brontosaurus burgers.
Oh, God.
Right. The brontosaurus
eating
burgers. They was eating them. They was eating the volcanoes. Didn't get them.
Sir, man, right,
Man
right,
got 'em.
Right, man got him, man.
The
Y'all-
volcano was a big grill.
Yeah, the man turned on the animal. Now you got the animal turning on the man
Yep.
in zoo.
I said that.
Yep.
Look at Mr. Walker. We got two, yes sir.
Got 2 minutes.
Bam. Man, listen, it's been a pleasure, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you do your shouts and say who you are and what you got going on and
I don't
things
have
like
no more
that.
shout outs.
Okay, all right. She done said them all.
Yes, I do. My two
Oh.
beautiful daughters,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Demariana and Demaya
There you
Newton.
go.
Mommy loves you all.
Absolutely. Yep.
But you can find me on Facebook, Brittany English, Brittany with the E, not an A. You can find me on Instagram, FreeAgent32. Also follow me on Snap, FreeAgent32 as well too.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, closing remarks. Yeah, all right. All right, this has been your man CJ Chris for Black Matters. We thank you, Mr. Walker, for the opportunity to be on this rail show as we always do. Well, we try to
Thank
do
you.
more if we can. But thank y'all for coming in. We really appreciate you guys for coming in. And so we're going to go ahead and sign out until next Tuesday. May y'all be well. God bless.
All right, etc.